Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot, so welcome in. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, my Vibrant Soul tribe. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here, and I'm always forever grateful for you. So today's pick a card reading, we are asking, why are they silent? So this reading is tailored to those who have been talking to somebody or have somebody in mind that has suddenly or slowly gone silent. They may have ghosted you. Whatever the reason is, you're not getting much from them from the other end, right? And you may be wondering, well, why? What's the reason? Whether you're curious or you genuinely just don't know why they have gone silent. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in or you may be needing at this time, then this reading is for you. So we're going to get into the pile selection so you can choose and decide which one you feel most drawn to or which one calls to you the most. We have these 3 piles to choose from. So we got pile 1 right here, pile 2 right here, and pile 3 right there. We're going to start with pile number 1. Pile number 1, we have the Apparition Tarot deck here. And for the stone, we have this opalite ghost. So that is the option for pile number 1. Moving along to pile number 2, we have this aura-coated crystal Merkaba. That was kind of a mouthful for the crystal. And then for the tarot, we have the Phantom Tarot right here. So this is the options here for pile number 2. Then last but not least, for pile number 3, for the tarot deck, it is the Influence of Angels tarot deck and the stone on top, which I hope you guys can get a good look at the flash. It is a heart moonstone, a heart-shaped moonstone. Okay, so those are the options for the piles. You can take more time if you need to in choosing the pile. You can pause the video, you can think on it, meditate on it, stare at it. You can use any divination tools to help you decide. Or if you already know, like some of you know instantly, some of you know by the thumbnail or by the crystal. But whatever the case is, do what you gotta do. And when you do have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below. There will be like an additional message, like a channeled song. Feel free to check that out if you would like to too. If you're wondering any of the names of the decks that will be used in this reading, that will also be in, guess, the description box. So feel free to check out any information in there. If you have specific questions, feel free to scan it if you would like. You may or may not see it answered. I don't really have too much information in there, but hey, you never know. If you don't see your question answered though, and you really want to know, you can comment it and I will try my best to get back to you in a timely manner or just whenever I see it or whenever I can. But other than that, guys, we're going to head into the readings. So I will see you at whatever pile you choose for why is this person silent, okay? See you there. Pile 1, welcome to your reading on why has the person on your mind gone silent. So hopefully we will be providing you with clarity and insights into why that is and what is kind of going on with this person in regards to their reasoning. So I hope you guys are comfortable. We are going to begin. Oh, already. We have the Tower coming out, but it came out in reverse, and I feel as though that is necessary. Spirit, please tune me into the energies of pile 1. Please show me in pile 1 why this person on their mind has gone silent. Thank you. We have the Hanged Man in reverse as well. What is happening here? We have the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. I'll see if I can fit one more card in here. Why have they gone silent, Spirit, for pile 1? have pre-pulled oracles. I think I have 5. Yeah, so we're going to do 5 tarot. Uh-oh. I said 5 tarot, not 500. Why have they gone silent, Spirit? The Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, let's get out the cards and see. So the first card we have is Patience. Number 16, which is, number 16 is the number of the Tower. Wow, back to back. Interesting. We also have Shadow. We have Endurance. We have, when I don't feel good about myself, I become needy and clingy towards others. And we have, when I feel that I am right, I become defensive and refuse to listen to the other person's views. And for the last card, we have Peace. Why has this person gone silent? Well, I'll tell you one thing. The Tower and coming in reverse to me is somebody that's trying to avoid inevitable disaster. This could be their outlook on love in general. The 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck being the overall energy makes me question like what this person even like really believes to be true in the world, like when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships. What do we have under there? We have the Ace of Pentacles. I don't know. The Ace of Pentacles under there, like maybe in the future this person would want another opportunity or another shot. That's depending on you. If you feel, oh, it's the 10 of Cups. No, it's the 10 of Pentacles. The whole time I looked at the picture and I thought it was the 10 of Cups because every time there's like a little rainbow. My bad, guys. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, and underneath that we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is still giving me the same vibe. But it's like maybe in the future this person might like want something, or they want to address something, or like the Ace of Pentacles is a lot of time like a new opportunity or something here. But what's interesting now that I'm really looking at this card here, the 10 of Pentacles has a Tower on it. And it's obviously a really stable Tower, whereas the Tower in this card is the Tower of Cards with a match and a window of all the destruction and all the times it's been burnt down. And I feel like that could be a deeper message here into why this person may have gone silent. But and with the Ace of Pentacles, that's interesting. They may want to do something in the future, but like I said, I don't know. That's up to you. But as of right now, I feel like Patience with the Tower in reverse is this person's way of almost being like, I'm not going to wait around to watch this happen to me. I'm not going to wait around to watch this fall and me be hurt in this inevitable disaster. And so they think in this sense, they're kind of, whether it's avoiding disaster in the end or they're avoiding some sort of conflict here between you and them. So we have the Hanged Man in reverse along with the Shadow. These are things, parts of themselves that they don't even see. These are the things that are coming out as almost like a projection. So acting in certain ways and acting in certain actions as like you're under control by this shadow energy, because this person, the Hangman in reverse, is not seeing something clearly as well. Oh my gosh, we even have another Tower and we have a boat that's on the way. Oh yeah, this imagery, guys. We have a Tower here. We have a boat sailing that's anchored and the bridge is unsuccessful. It's not all the way. And so the Shadow card, I feel it is coming to say that there's parts of this person, whether it's sabotage or things that aren't letting them fully move forward. I mean, it could be other things, like it could be like parts of yourself that you deem unworthy, parts of yourself that you deem unlovable, parts of yourself that come through, like, because like how, you know, Carl Jung says something along the lines of, if we don't heal our shadow, if we don't look at our shadow, accept it, it will come out in any way it can. Like, it'll still come out, you just won't know it. And it makes me think as well, with the Hanged Man in reverse, that it's like they're not letting themselves fully embrace this. They're not letting themselves get to the finish line. And the funny thing is, the fact that the tower is fully built here and perfectly fine on the clouds and perfectly fine here, it makes me think that they could have seen a lot of potential in this situation, but it's like they won't let themselves see it through. It's probably due to old ways of thinking, past constructs of the mind. It doesn't feel like any of this, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel like any of this is personal to you, in a sense of like this person being like, oh, I didn't want to do this because you're not my type, or I didn't want to finish this, or I'm going away because I like don't like you, or anything like that. It feels as though they've like convinced themselves in their mind that this is what needs to be done. And I do think the shadow card comes out when we do have a tendency to self-sabotage. And I think that there's parts of this person that they're completely unaware of when it comes to this. And they may not even be aware of the fact of they're doing it because they're trying to avoid some sort of disaster, or building something, getting attached to someone, and it completely falling apart. The Eight of Wands along with the Endurance. Now the Eight of Wands is a fast-moving energy, right? And Endurance is long-term, kind of like in it for the long run. And I think that the fact that both of these cards are right here together may indicate the fact that this person maybe feels like they rushed a little fast, and they honestly didn't realize what they were getting themselves into, or what a long-term connection actually entails. For some of you, if there was some sort of conflict between you and them, because we have when I feel that I'm right, I become defensive and refuse to listen to the other person's point of view. I feel like this person gets so stuck in their way of thinking that it almost blocks out the other side, like, so you, or like it almost blocks out, like, this is gonna sound kind of bad, but like it blocks out almost like the empathy for like what they're actually doing. It's like they convince themselves that these actions are right, that this is the right thing to do, but in reality they're just running from commitment. They're just avoiding facing a problem. They're avoiding facing some sort of accountability. And they may think that they're protecting their peace here, but they're really avoiding any sort of growth or any sort of development, right? And the Page of Pentacles, with the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, it's almost like reverting back to kind of like an immaturity here, of like realization of like, dang, like you actually do have some work to do, or you actually do have some growing to do. And I think when I don't feel good about myself, I become needy and clingy towards others. That could seem a little weird in this reading specifically because we're talking about them going silent, or distancing themselves or ghosting and things like that in this reading. So I feel like, again, instead of becoming clingy or addressing things when this person doesn't feel good about themselves or something doesn't feel right, they go into this straight mode of avoiding this altogether. I'm even looking at the Knight of Pentacles, and with the check marks here, it's so weird because I feel like you checked all this person's boxes. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not really, like, picking up, and I would be honest, too, like, I mean, I haven't done the other piles yet, so that could come up, too, but, like, I'm not getting this flat out, like, oh, I'm not interested in you, or oh, I didn't like you. It's like you checked their boxes, you did this. It's like they're not allowing themselves or fully ready to step in and do what it takes to show up in a more long-term way or a more committed way. Like an example of this would be like if you and the person that you're with do have some sort of disagreement, or you do have some sort of conflict, or it's something where it kind of shakes it a little bit and makes you question and stuff like that, their first reaction is to say, oh, well, you're causing me stress, you're causing me anxiety, or, you know, this is making me not feel good anymore, so now I gotta go do what I gotta do, what's best for me. And they feel like that's the best thing, but in reality, that's actually quite selfish. And at least in a scenario where there's no abuse involved and stuff like that. Like if someone is physically abusing you or even mentally abusing you and stuff like that, then of course, yeah, leave, dude. You don't gotta say nothing. But if it's not in that case, of course, that's selfish. And real relationships require real conflict resolution. And the shadow card with this energy here makes me think that this person hasn't required those skill sets yet to be able to work through or regulate their feelings, or to work through this situation to make it work in the end, if that makes sense. Like again, so with this whole tower and this person coming through is this flimsy little thing right here, which I'm not trying to hate on them, it's just like that kind of feels like what it was standing on maybe. But besides the point, like in order to build a solid foundation, like you're being delusional if you think that a relationship is not going to have any sort of conflicts, any sort of fights, any sort of disagreements. In fact, a lot of relationships kind of go through a stage where that is something that you can avoid, and it does come up and stuff like that. And it's okay to question if you're incompatible with somebody. It's okay to take a step back and maybe reevaluate it, but running from the conflict isn't going to solve anything. And a lot of people give up at that stage of the relationship too, when the true gold and the true bricks to building the foundation of this is how you resolve the conflict, is the conflict resolution, is talking about it, is listening, is being open to taking criticism, is your partner being open to taking criticism and trying your best to work through this. Then the more you do that, the stronger your foundation becomes, and the more secure you will start to feel with the person. Whereas in the future, you get to a point where, okay, you have like these little tiffs or these little disagreements, and you still feel pretty good. You're like, well, I know we're not just going to go run and break up now, because, you know, we've gotten through this, and we've gotten this before, even worse, before we've gone through worse. And, you know, we just need to talk about it, or someone gets mad and blah, blah, blah. Then you come back and you you talk about it and you apologize and whatever, you know, whatever it is, right? You do it. And that is actually one of the, I feel, most overlooked, strongest tools to building a strong relationship. It's not avoiding the conflict, avoiding the heartache, because your person will hurt you. You know, they'll say something that you didn't like, or and vice versa, and you'll end up hurting them too. But it's how you deal with it, and it's how you resolve it. And I think that this person almost like turns a blind eye to certain things, and like convinces themselves that their comfort zone is right, is the right way. So with that being said, it just feels like, for the most part, to sum it up, this person feels like they've gone silent because they're trying to avoid any sort of ultimate disaster. They're trying to protect their peace. And with the endurance card here, with the 8 of Wands, like at first, if it was really good and stuff, and then it got hard, it got challenging, they may be taking that as signs, or trying to, it's like they're trying to, or have, I don't even want to say trying to, they have almost like halted. And for some of you, it's like kind of given up a little bit. And it feels like when these things start to show, they almost don't know how to react or how to act. They view it as something like negative versus, or they view it as almost like a dead end sometimes, versus like a shit, what is it called? Not a, oh, Spirit said compass. See, I was looking for the word I was gonna say is like a challenge or like a hurdle, but Spirit said compass, and if that's actually very Spirit-esque, to be like, oh, your fears are a compass, or your these hard things, the shadow is a compass. Like, honestly, that's spot on, Spirit. That's very predictable, but it makes sense though. It does make sense. Instead of a compass of been like looking, okay, like what's going on? How can I solve this? What's going on with me? Also, with the Knight of Pentacles here, it feels like, and this is a specific message, this isn't for everybody, feels like this person, it's almost like their mindset is very 3D oriented, it's very physical oriented, and it's not very emotionally oriented or emotionally like looked at, if that makes sense. And so I think they view negative emotions as negative signs. And it just also feels like this person was a bit triggered. Now, like I said before, this person could just be taking some time. We have Judgment after that too. Yeah, when you start to see, this person could just be taking some time, and maybe there's an opportunity in the future, or like there's something more secure they would like with the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. We have Judgment underneath that, which is like a wake-up call or an awakening and a realization of some truth. So this person may just be in this energy right now, and I don't have a timeline for you, I'm sorry, but like in the future, could be near future, could be maybe if you and this person just had a little spat and they just take some time, they'll probably reach out, but that may not be the case for everybody. I was gonna say, or maybe this is like something like in the further future, depending. Because I don't think, again, I'm not picking up on any energy of like, this is gonna sound so stupid and so shallow, but like, I'm not picking up on any energy of like, they think you're ugly, or, you know, they got the ick, or they're like unattracted to you, or anything like that. I'm feeling like this is more of their ability inward to self-regulate. Or inability, I guess we should say. And even the patience card can indicate maybe in a little bit of time, like maybe there's something going on and they are experiencing this right now, and they're kind of needing to like almost burn through it in a way. You know how like in the inside when you're like burning a little bit? So I want to get one channeled message to see anything else. Spirit, what's going on here? Why is this person silent? Can you give us a message or a channeled message into this, Spirit? Maybe like a message coming from this person. What's going on? Why are they silent? I love your lips. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have, I have so much passion in my heart for you, it scares me. Let's get one more. Spirit, what's going on with this person? Okay, so, oh my gosh, that's crazy, right? When I opened it again, it was like, okay, so this card flipped over, and then I, like, opened it, and it's right there. I have so much passion in my heart for you, it scares me. Well, I guess I'll take it out. Maybe it's like that's something that this person doesn't want to say, or they're even, like, unaware of. Just because the shadow part makes me think that there's a lot of things that this person isn't currently seeing. And then we have, I keep hearing our songs everywhere I go. You know what this is giving? This is giving, oh, bottom of the deck, I don't feel like we're intimate enough. I mean, this person could be very sexually attracted to you too, but also intimacy goes deeper than just physicality, right? And they may not be, they may be the ones not being intimate enough in ways. Underneath that we have, I'm coming back to you. And underneath that we have fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Oh, and then underneath that we have, I'm not coming back, I've already moved on. And then we have, okay, this is just kind of funny because I feel like it's going back and forth and I feel like it's telling the story. So we have, I don't have time for a relationship right now. And then we have, I don't want to move on from you, but I don't want to change my ways either. So this is very much like contemplating. And you know what I was going to say before we even saw any of that? Like contemplating, like back and forth, back and forth. Before I even saw any of that, I was like, okay, these messages are coming up because this person is thinking about you. Like, it's not like, and then like I said too, there's all that, like, so much about like being attracted to you and stuff. I'm telling you, it's not because they're like, you're ugly or anything like that. I don't know if you care about stuff like that or anything, but it's not that. And this could just indicate too, I have so much passion in my heart for you, it scares me that they're avoiding this disaster from this shadow side or this shadow energy, and it's sabotaging because, again, I think we did say something along the lines of they're viewing their comfort zone or staying safe right now as peace, but that's not the case. They're avoiding growth and they're avoiding accountability here. So, now you do whatever you want to do. If this person decides to hit you back up or whatever, you know, you can decide, no judgment here. No judgment here, but always do what you feel is right for you, what's best for you, and what you feel like you deserve. What was I gonna say? No? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I have to say it now because Spirit just reminded me of it. So basically, the whole avoiding the comfort zone type of energy, the shadow side of this that could be affecting this person is a false sense of control. So when you are avoiding something, when you're not responding, when you're not seeing it through, when you're not finishing it through, when you're running, when you convince yourself you're protecting your peace, and all the time, you know, this person is losing you, right? Or they're ruining it, they're sabotaging it. In their subconscious may be doing this because a chosen outcome is a safer outcome, even if it's not the outcome that they truly desire. But it's the outcome that they know. It's the outcome that they know that they can have, that they wouldn't have to go for it, or they wouldn't have to embrace all of these uncomfortable things, these uncomfortable feelings, and the uncertainty, and the rejection, and all of these sort of things, right? Their subconscious is like, well, if we choose, then at least we know what it's gonna be, and that's safer. So that does seem to be apparent here. And also for those of you, for others of you though, sorry, I'm getting like mixed up. For others of you, it feels like there's this person that got triggered, distanced themselves, and then with this patience energy, they're like slowly starting to get it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like they're slowly starting to process this as soon as they got a little bit of space from this energy and from the triggers. And those are the ones that I think that this is probably gonna happen to. So it really just depends on your situation, guys. I just want to pull one card for you. I guess I'm grabbing this deck. I've literally used this deck in like the last 10 readings. But hey, I love it. Oh. We have the Moon Maybe card, Intuition, but that's not even a part of this deck. And this card recognizes that you know the answer to this. Or this card means that you kind of know the answer to this, that your intuition is telling you something that's very spot on. So, I don't know, believe it, I guess. We're going to go for the deck that we were originally supposed to go to, though. Spirit, what is a final message here just for my pile ones? So, Chamber of Soul. Oh, there's two. Ooh, I like this. Chamber of Soul contracts, which I feel is like reiterating that everyone we meet is for some sort of reason, even if that reason is super annoying and freaking sucks and you hate it. Trust me, I'm saying that out of experience, and it's okay to feel that way. But soul contracts are about the people that we meet and about how they mirror things back to us, and about our growth and about learning things about ourselves in the process too. So whatever you may be feeling internally right now, what I feel like Spirit really wants you to go inward and process this. Give yourself a little love too. But it's okay, whatever it is. If it's hurt, anxiety, anger, it's okay, whatever it is. But Spirit's like, hey, ask a little bit of questions in here and you might get some answers. You might get some answers too about what you're currently learning and what you're currently going through at this time. And then we have Just Watch Me. Ooh, so her body on here, your channeled song was Fade by Kanye West, and I don't know if you guys are gonna have some sort of glow up, or if you guys, I don't know if anyone has like the idea of getting into their fitness, But the music video, so I'm going to post the lyric video so you guys can hear the lyrics because it's the channel song. But the music video, it has Tiana Taylor in it, and her body is freaking banging, okay? So there's something with this Just Watch Me and like that I feel is connected, of like you just doing you, being your bad self, and I mean bad in a good way, you know, being your bad self, and like just showing off and showing up, but not like in a cocky way, not like on purpose, like you just naturally like exuding this energy that's like, hey, if you don't like it, fuck it, I don't care. And then like them being like, oh, what the hell, like, pile one's so freaking hot. And then maybe even almost like in a little bit of like, you kind of got him in a little tizzy. I don't know, maybe that's not for everyone, I don't know, but like I'm telling you, there's like something, or maybe you're focusing your energy right now and you are gonna have some sort of glow up. And it doesn't have to just be about your body and things like that. Obviously your body is your the least interesting thing about you, okay? You have an amazing mind and a wonderful soul and all those things, right? Remind yourself that too. But and your body doesn't have to be based off societal beauty standards. I feel like it's an energy exuding. And Tiana Taylor in that video exudes an energy. And hey, not everyone would like her body type in there. I feel like, and I haven't seen it in a really long time, but I just remember abs and very like athletic. And then I just remember very sexy and stuff. But that's not even everyone's type too, right? But she doesn't give a shit. She's in there showing off her body. And you don't have to show, okay, you don't have to show off your body. We're getting off track. And just remember, it's not only about the body. It's the energy. You know what I'm saying? And so it feels like regardless of what happens, this person is just gonna, like, all these people that you may meet through these soul contracts, whether that's past people, this person, or anyone else that doesn't like meet you to where you need to be met, they're gonna have to watch you just glow up or show out every single time. Maybe that's their karma, I don't know. Okay, bottom of the deck we have the ceremony of life, which that's a beautiful message too, of celebrating life and all of the beautiful things. But I want to read for you, and then after we read this, we'll head on out. Unless, I don't know why I'm asking you guys, like, as if you can like respond to me. I was like, unless we want to do initials, if we want to do initials and zodiac signs, we can too. Raise your hand. I don't know why, like I said, but okay, we'll probably do it. So the Chamber of Soul Contracts. The Chamber of Soul Contracts appears as a confirmation that what you're currently experiencing or being called to experience is a part of your soul's plan. What are you being called to do? And what support do you need? Call it in, call it in, call it in. It's a mistake to believe that you're here on your own. Yes, period. The answering the call you feel in your heart is solely up to you. You being here matters to those who came here to walk alongside you. Your presence lights up the way for them, and their presence lights up the way for you. We each hold a thread for healing of humanity. We didn't come here alone. We came here as weavers, each to play our part and embody our soul in our own unique way. There are helpful people who are here to support you on your journey. Maybe you already know them by name, or perhaps it's time for you to call them in more fully, to make them feel appreciated, named, and known. These are souls who are here to assist you on your behalf of humanity. For the more deeply you step onto your soul's truest path, the more deeply others will be able to do the same. If there's something you're called to do, there's a team of people who are here to help you do it. I do like that reminder as well, that like perspective reminder of the people that you meet. So this being a soul contract, obviously, situation means that you are highlighting certain things about this person too, even though it may be seemingly to you or even the naked eye seemingly minor or maybe even unimportant. This is kind of coming through to remind you to say that that's not true at all. That just as much as this person was here to meet you, you were here to meet them as well. Oh, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Sorry, it's the end of the day. I did a whole pick a card earlier. So maybe my mind's a little... Okay, so I want to know what the Just Watch Me card is. I've never pulled this one yet. So it says, watch out world, here you come. It's time to make your entrance, to leave your mark, to let yourself be seen and your presence known. You're ready. The moment has been a long time coming. You've been working toward it for a while now. All the details are being taken care of. What others think of you is irrelevant. I love that too. This card is the unbridled confidence, self-worth, encouragement, confirmation, and empowerment of stepping out and taking up space. You don't need anyone's approval but your own. No permission slip is needed. You've arrived. This isn't the time to question, fit in, or play small. This is the time to expand and emanate. You were not born for the sidelines. Step forth and radiate with confidence. If you've been working towards something for a while, this card is an indication that your effort will pay off. If others have doubted or underestimated you, this is your sign to keep going and trust yourself. What would you do if you were truly confident? How would you hold yourself, and what would you say? If you knew it would work out, what would you do and how would you do it? Whatever the answer is, do that. Don't waste your time worrying about what others may think or say. Do not look back. Keep your gaze straight ahead and let them watch on. I love that. I love that for you too. I just want to marinate with that for a little bit. I swear. I'm like, I want to go back and reread that another time, like for my own personal for my own personal gain. My own personal uses. I love that. But it's like, yeah, sometimes it does what it needs to do, and unshakableness. I'm feeling like an unshakableness from this energy. Even if you don't feel like that right now, you probably will. And I am sensing you're picking up on some sort of like glow up. It could also be internal too, which eventually will radiate outwards. Beautiful messages. Okay. Spirit, what are some significant signs? Now, don't worry if this whole reading resonated and you don't see like their zodiac sign. If you see yours, it could be for you too. But if you don't see it and this whole reading resonated, just trust yourself. If it works for you, it works for you. Sometimes we get a little time to practice using our discernment, and we can decide what's for us and what's not. Okay. Cancer. Gemini. Ooh, don't fall off here. Aquarius. And Taurus. I feel called for one more. Let's get one more. Sagittarius. What are some significant initials here? So we have a P, an N, an X, two X's actually, two P's actually. I wanna not be immature and be like PP, haha, but it's really freaking hard. So we have a T, an R, an F, an N, a Y, a U, a C, a G, and a V. So those are the initials here. Like I said, if you don't see theirs, or maybe you saw their zodiac sign but you didn't see their initials, no biggie, guys. It's just meant to be a little further extra confirmation. All right, so I am going to leave this reading here, though. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Thank you so much for staying here. And thank you to those of you who support the channel as well. It means a lot to me. First of all, shout out to my soul tribe, which is my returning subscribers. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you guys so much. But thank you to those who just even do like quick little things like liking the videos or commenting your love. I love to see that too, of course. and or hyping it or just anything like that. It does wonders for the channel, and it also just shows support for me. Simple as that. So thank you for those of you that do that too. But I am going to leave it here. Hopefully I will see you guys at another reading, maybe another pile, maybe another day, who knows. But either way, I hope I will see you there. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading on why has the person on your mind gone silent. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you guys, oh, we have the world popping out. You have the world ahead of you. No, I'm just kidding. But I hope you guys are doing okay. Don't forget to take care of yourselves as well in the meantime. If some things may be too triggering or some messages may be too tough to hear, always, always, always do what's best for yourself. And trust yourself too. And trust your intuition and your discernment on what messages you feel are right for you too, okay? I don't know why I just felt called saying that. But either way, welcome in, welcome in. We are going to begin. Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my pile 2's collective energy and the collective messages on why this person on their mind has gone silent. Can we give pile 2 clarity and insights into this situation of theirs? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so I have some pre-pulled oracles, but we're going to pull some tarot first. So, why have they gone silent, Spirit? What is the reason? We have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the High Priestess in reverse. Why have they gone silent? Shoot. We have the King of Wands, the Devil, and the King of Swords. Why am I picking up on a little bit of like vindictive energy from this King of Swords? No. Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Cups, reverse too. Okay. For your oracles, oh yeah, you guys got like 2 of a lot of them, so we're gonna like try to stack them here. We have door to personal healing and happiness. We have contract in reverse, which both of these have balancing scales actually. We have boundaries. Wait. These aren't even the right cards. These were the cards for the other pile. Or, no. These were extra cards that I wanted to talk about later. Sorry, I forgot. I pulled these a little bit ago. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me. Okay. We have power. And we have the same symbol on the High Priestess's crown here. Almost. And we have release. We have choice here as well. We have fear. And for your actual cards that came out, it says, when I feel disrespected, instead of addressing it, I'll start an argument. And then it says, I can act resentful and distance myself from people for months without addressing the issue. Well, no wonder why that's with the King of Swords. I think that kind of clears it up a bit on why this person has gone silent. I feel like there's a message for you in the contract in reverse and the, what is it? Door to personal healing and happiness. I feel like the first message, which we're going to get into, of course, why, but I feel like sometimes the universe can protect you in mysterious ways, or ways that seem like it's hurting you. Almost like, you know, I'm sure a lot of you have heard before, like rejection is divine redirection and stuff like that, or like that thing that didn't work out is divine protection and stuff. Because the door to personal healing and happiness, underneath the contract in reverse, which represents something ending or something on halt, makes me think like this is a time for you to reevaluate what it is that you want. And the door to personal healing and happiness is almost like stepping into a new energy or a new life, so to speak, or coming through or getting through something kind of tough and walking through this energy to where now you're feeling almost like renewed. And there's lots of different opportunities, if that makes sense. But back to why you came. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like there were needs unmet. I honestly think that this person wasn't able to meet your needs at the same time, and I feel as though they haven't addressed anything. It may be still kind of like in limbo for them, and they could be also hesitating about what to give and what to get, if that makes sense. The Devil card in reverse, along with the fear energy, can result in us feeling very stuck, like scared of being stuck, scared of being very attached, scared of like limitations and all of these things. But I also feel like the Devil card is coming through as kind of like a shadow energy, or maybe a little bit of a sabotage energy here too. They may not even realize this is like through fear and stuff like that. And so the King of Wands with the choice, the King of Wands in reverse with the choice card is like, instead of actually standing up for myself, or instead of actually making a decision, instead of actually being a leader, or instead of actually just addressing an issue, addressing something that needs to be said, whether it's to solve a conflict or it's to break up, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like not doing that. And I think that this person's choices in how they're showing up, I want to be honest and I want to say I feel like it's very intentional. I feel like this person knows what they're doing. I feel like they know they could go about something in a completely different way, but they're choosing this kind of like unhealed, immature, maybe even a little bit of an avoidance type of way too. And I don't think it's right. And with the High Priestess being in reverse, I don't even think or know that they think it's right. I think that they're a little detached from their true self right now at this time. And I think that the fact that we have power, the same symbol, the same crown as the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is reversed, I feel like it's almost like they're in this energy of lacking that. And so instead of doing something which would take strength, probably some inner power, and to show up without, or even with knowing that they're gonna have to get some sort of reaction or take some sort of accountability, they're choosing to just not. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying that this person is a bad person by any means, but I'm saying it kind of feels a little shitty. And like I said, that King of Swords energy, I was like really getting a little bit of like vindictive energy from that, or like choosing to play some sort of like mind game or something, which honestly I feel like you don't deserve, no matter like what happened or anything like that. I still feel like this person just isn't able to show up in that type of way for you. It feels kind of like they were angry too. So there could have been conflict between you and them, or maybe they're angry with themselves. That's why I wanted to talk about this. Okay, so we had the boundaries. Develop healthy boundaries to make sure you are emotionally and mentally stable. It's okay to say no. When I fail to set boundaries with others, I become angry with myself for days. It's like they have these like unspoken things, or like they don't say what they want sometimes, and they don't say how they feel, and then they get mad when they're not getting what they want, or they're not getting what they think that they should get, or how they feel about it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the closed mouth don't get fed, and you can't be mad that somebody's doing something or somebody said something, or even if someone's like trying to talk to you or trying to, like, you know, or if there was a conflict, and it's like you can't get mad if you didn't say anything. I'm just picking up on, I know this probably sounds really vague and may not even make a lot of sense, but I'm picking up on a very like immature type, kind of like spiteful energy here. And I think that this person may lack the courage to articulate themselves, to say what they want, to say what they wanted in the beginning. And I think that they go against their own inner guidance at this time, which could mean that this person right now is, I don't want to say not in a good place, but they could be like in a place in their life where they're kind of just racking up a lot of karma, or they're racking up a lot of issues that could come back around to bite them later on. And like I said, I'm not trying to bash this person or say that they're a bad person in any way, but it doesn't look like they're acting the way that they should in this case scenario. Like, an example would be if you don't want to see anyone anymore, if you don't, like if they wanted to break up or they wanted to go their separate ways. This feels like an energy of somebody that would start an argument to purposely have an excuse to make their actions righteous in their eyes, or to make it okay. And Spirit's kind of saying that it's very cowardly, and it's affecting not even just you, because I'm sure you're not the only person that gets this type of energy from this person. So it's like it affects the other people around them negatively. And I think that's where that kind of like racking up this karma is kind of going. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have the choice to do it the right way. They have the choice to say how they feel, or they've probably had many chances to be honest with you about how they're feeling and what they're wanting. Like with the 10 of Cups in reverse and 3 of Wands, if this person truly felt like they weren't happy, or they truly felt like this situation wasn't good for them or good for you, you know, there's ways that they could say it to where you would understand. And like, yeah, maybe anything like that would hurt, of course, at first, but like, I don't know, there's just a way different way this person can go about things, and I feel like they choose a way that is way more destructive than helpful. But it's helpful to them because they're not getting the consequences, and they can just do whatever they want to do. And so it just feels like it's not fair. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to anyone in this person's life. I'm also hearing that they do this to like friends and family too. And I hear that this person can be a bit manipulative when they want to. Now, I just want also to, like, if I'm saying these things and say we're talking about someone that is really near and dear to your heart, that is never caused any issues for you, or never treated you wrong, or done anything, you know, like, they're really sweet and stuff like that, and they're really upfront and really open and honest, I would say this pile is probably not for you. I would say this person kind of leaves a trail, and there's definite signs to this energy. So take that and do what you want with it. But it also feels like this energy of this person right now is a bit selfish. I don't know if I said that already. And then one of the things about the King of Wands coming in reverse is that the King of Wands upright is a leader, right? He's someone that you would look up to, and someone that you would admire in ways because they're very passionate, they're very expressive, they're very creative, but also it's the kings usually represent like role models, right? And they also usually have a direct path, right? They have a plan or some sort of like direct path. Whereas the King of Wands reverse can be someone who's very reckless. It's like the shadow side of all those things. So it can be somebody who's very reckless, or if they're feeling passionate about somebody, you know, they'll do whatever they want without thinking and realize later, oh my gosh, all this damage is done. Like I like to say, like, the King of Wands, the shadow side is if you don't have a plan or if you don't have that maturity, you kind of burn through the path with that fire of everywhere that you've been. And it feels like you may have gotten caught up in this crossfire of this person. What else, Spirit? Maybe that's why I felt like almost like a little trigger warning in the beginning too. I was like, this might not be what you want to hear. Anything else, Spirit, about this right now before we... Because I'm like, I want to see some more stuff about this energy. I'm staring at the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and I literally just heard they're like lacking in that department. Feels like take, very little give. Or give enough just to keep you around, or just to keep you hopeful, but never gonna full on like nourish, you know? And for some of you, you may have actually given this person a little taste of their own medicine, which, and you would know what I'm talking about, who I'm talking to, but which could have really, the irony, really pissed this person off or triggered them in a way. And I just heard the phrase, like, man up. You have the Three of Swords, the Nine of Wands. Okay, I want to get... I was gonna do... yeah, we'll start with this one right here. Okay, sorry, I'm like thinking as I'm going. Spirit, what is the channeled message here for why this person is silent? Coming through from this person. We have, I don't want to move on from you, but I don't want to change my ways either. Spirit, what is the total message? Ah. Winter. And we have, I adore you. I'm torn between you and someone else. A love child. Love child? No, love triangle. Okay. Okay, I don't like this either. Bottom of the deck we have, I'm insecure about the state of our relationship. I don't like this either because it says, now there's another card that says, I am or I was unfaithful to you. I don't like this because, yes, we have the I adore you. Sorry, I don't even know what the last one says that came out. It says, I love how the sun glimmers on your skin. You know what? I'm going to stop you right there. Enough from you. I feel like this person may have felt like they got themselves a little in too deep here for their lifestyle, for what they have going on, and they're not owning up to this. I feel like if they were to come forward and completely come clean, they know it would probably be too much for anyone to want to deal with, too much for anyone to want to handle. And I feel as though with the Six of Pentacles in reverse and that message of sometimes these things are divine protection, that they just flat out know that you don't deserve that and you deserve more. And I feel as though this person knows that they're probably not able to give you more. It literally says, I don't want to move on from you, but I don't want to change my ways either. And so I feel like this person may try to creep back in though. I feel like they're still going to want to have their cake and eat it too. And I feel like there is fears in regards to the truth coming to light. And I also feel like instead of being honest, because either ending things or them knowing that you were going to end things, instead they're trying to like, it feels like this person's trying to like play it off as something else. Or like it feels like if you were to like talk to them again or they would come back, like they would be like, no, like you're tripping, like you're just being crazy. Or and I don't like that. I feel like this person is trying to manipulate the scenario, and maybe even you. And with the Ten of Cups in reverse, it feels like with the way that they were doing things, the way that they were going about things, it's like they kind of knew that there wasn't going to be much of a future or much of a foundation to stand on anyways. And they still did it anyways, or they still went with it anyways. And I think that's why we have the High Priestess in reverse here too, as like this person is kind of like avoiding a lot of the things that they know that they should do. And yeah, it feels like they live quite recklessly. And like I said before, you'll know that this reading is for you. Maybe not every detail will resonate, but you'll know by how this person was or how this person is. Like I said, if this was somebody who very well, and you know what, actually you can always be deceived in the beginning too. A lot of the times in the very beginning, people can be very, very sweet, they can seem perfect and stuff like that, but I'm picking up on like a lot of you will know. So if this is like news to you, like I'm not trying to like make anyone scared of like something of like, oh my god, this is who this person truly is. If that's the case, and if you're like really confused and you're like, this doesn't sound like this person, then it's probably not, my love, sweetheart. It's okay. You could go to another pile too, or if you're already invested, you can sit this one out, but you sit into this one, I guess, but you can like also know that it's probably not for you. Yeah. This person has some secrets. I would even like, I'm like picking up on like, for some, like to the extent of like double life. And for others of you, to the extent of like DL. Like down low, if you know, you know. But yeah, it looks like, I mean, I feel like this, I can act resentful and distance myself from people for months without addressing the issue. I feel disrespected, and instead of addressing it, I'll start an argument. I feel like there's reasons for this that go beyond, honestly, just that. One more card for you. And then we're going to get advice for you. I was not expecting this reading to be like this. We have the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel in reverse, which is basically the High Priestess in reverse, like not listening to your divine guidance, not listening to your higher self, or ignoring it. And I also feel like this person is in a period of their life right now too where they do feel very disconnected from spirit. I'm not saying that's true, because you're never disconnected from spirit, but they're on a path right now. What is the reason why they went silent, Spirit? Victory. What is the reason why they went silent? The Sun in reverse, Victory upright, 27, number 27, that could be significant. Walking away in reverse, adjacent possibilities in reverse, the Sun in reverse. The Sun in reverse can also be too, like not, like trying to purposely leave a lack of clarity for you. And unanswered questions with this adjacent possibilities here. I mean, we can also, and then with the walking away in reverse, it's like not fully leaving, so you can have one foot out the door and 1 foot back, you know, in the same spot. Like you didn't close the door completely, just in case. And you're nobody's just in case. You're nobody's second choice. And they see value in you too. That's why we have the I adore you and like the other things. But like honestly, will they value you truly? It's not looking like it. And with the Victory card, it's like, well, I just heard high horse too, so that's weird. But it's almost like, okay, well, it would work out when I say, or when I want it to work out. I'm just picking up on a lot of manipulation. When things aren't good, you know what I'm saying? With the Sun and the 10 of Cups, when things aren't good, when things aren't perfect, when things aren't giving them what they feel they need, then they'll distance themselves or they'll go. But with the walking away in reverse, it feels like it's never forever. It feels like they would want to like creep their way back in. So crazy world we live in, guys, huh? Am I right? Let's see. Oh, Chamber of Soul Contracts. And hold on. Let's see what the advice is for you. The Chamber of Soul Contracts does represent people that we are destined to meet for certain reasons. Now, those reasons could be healing, growing, our own self-worth, self-discovery, like mirrors showing. It could be for good reasons too, like people that help you along the way, people that are meant to stay forever, you know what I'm saying? But it shows the fact that there's a reason why you and this person met, and there's a reason why they met you too. I'm sorry if this reading was very negative. Okay, Spirit, what is the advice here for pile 2? What is the, oh, what do we got? What do we got? Soul retrieval, the unseen, and projections. Bottom of the deck, we have connection versus separation. Oh, sometimes it feels like we're in this alone, right? Sometimes we feel so isolated, or we just feel like there's nothing there helping us. There's nothing there guiding us. We feel like situations like this are just another freaking reason to not talk to anybody. Trust me, I felt that way before too. But I feel like with the soul retrieval, this is intense. This is intense, deep shadow work that you are doing. The soul retrieval can also be, you can look into it if you want, but there's I believe it's like by a shaman, and they do like spiritual energy work for like soul retrievals, but usually soul retrieval represents parts of us that we have once abandoned, parts of us that we feel we have left behind. And it could just be figuratively too, or like coping mechanisms that we gained as protection during times in our life and in our past, and sometimes in our childhood and things like that, where it was just too intense for us to feel at that time. It was just too much for us to go through. So it's almost like, in a spiritual sense, in order to survive, in order to cope, we have to like break these pieces off of us so we can continue forward and we can move forward, and these pieces still remain, or they remain there, or we still feel like we're carrying these things with us. And the soul revival instances come when we're ready now to, you don't necessarily have to relive through the whole thing, but when we're undergoing some sort of heaviness and some sort of almost like initiation, that brings these parts back to where now you're in this place where you can say, I'm grown now. I'm able to nurture myself in ways that I need when I'm here. I'm able to process this now, and I'm able to work through it. And not only are you regaining your sense of power and your sense of strength, but you are rising above and almost like transforming in a way. Or like, it almost makes you think of like alchemy in a way, where you're turning these negative situations in the end. And it doesn't always feel like that too, right? Especially during the process. Like when you think of like a butterfly's process, when they go in the cocoon and it's like very hard for them to even like get the thing on, like they freaking shed like their whole skin and it turns into a cocoon, and then it hardens and they literally turn to like goo and stuff. It's not an easy process, but they come out as they're a beautiful butterfly or a cool looking moth, depending on the species of caterpillars. We don't hate moths around here either, but like, you get what I'm saying? And so and they're able to do that. They're also able to completely regenerate their body and still have like memories of their caterpillar life and stuff. And I just heard specifically from Men in Black when Will Smith is yelling and he is like, is it worth it? Like basically to be the Men in Black. And he was like, oh yeah, it's worth it if you're strong enough. That's what I heard right now too. But like almost like as a butterfly. It was funny. I like it. It was like a picture of a butterfly, but I heard that and it was like, it's worth it if you're strong enough. But and some of you may not even want to hear this right now too. You may just be like, dude, what the hell is this lady saying? I'm gonna go through some bullshit and then be better and blah 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 blah. Because I know when I'm in a low point, you can't tell me nothing. So I even understand that too, okay? And that's on unconditional, baby. Like, I understand that, like, if you're feeling that way too. But you just, I guess you just got to see, you know? But it's when these, like, parts of ourselves, like I was saying before, they reunite, but you're able to do it. You're able to process it and things like that. And with the unseen, it just can represent all of the things happening. Like there's a spirit in the sky and they're in there, and the seen represents the physical, right? What we can see, what we can touch, what we can do. And the unseen represents all of the things unseen, very 12th house energy too. All of the things unseen, and it represents here like all of the things that are happening, and also your guides here too. So call upon them as well for support, your ancestors, whoever it is to you, angels, spirit, Jesus, I don't know, whoever it is to you. But like, call upon them. I would like to call upon my soul family. For some reason, that just resonates like really well. I even had a dream a long time ago, many years ago, where I was like under attack by this like energy, and I was like praying. I was trying to get Jesus to help me, and I was like, Jesus, can you help me? Like nothing happened. And this is no hate for Jesus lovers, Jesus supporters, okay? This is just my dream from my psyche, okay? I don't want to hear it in the comments, but so basically I asked my soul family for help, and there was like in this dream, this person, like the energy or whatever that was like antagonizing me, literally like there was nothing that I could see, like I couldn't see my soul family or anything, but immediately when I called my soul family for help, the thing like put his hands up, like, you know, like when a cop's like, put your hands up, blah, blah, blah. He like put his hands up and then like walked away out the door. And that resonated so hard with me, because I was like, I have specific people on my side and spirit, and so do you, that are here to help you. And it just reminded me so much of the fact that we need to ask. We need to ask, and we need to ask for support, and we need to do those things too. So with that being said, I feel like you have a lot of unseen presence and unseen energy that is here to help you, so feel free to ask. And I also feel like with this card, there's things that are happening behind the scenes that you're not able to see, or maybe not even able to understand right now, that are inevitably for your greater good. And I've had situations too that I can resonate with, of like a breakup, a person coming into my life, a job loss, to where it honestly feels in that moment that the universe is out to get you. It honestly feels like you don't have support, that this sucks, why the hell am I gonna have to go through it, and that's not fair, and all of that, right? It honestly truly feels like that in the moment. And like I said, that's why that's okay if you're feeling that way. But when you move on, or when you go on with your life, you know, you can gain perspective by looking back to say, oh my gosh, you know, now that I have a little space, that person just wasn't for me. Like, I probably would have been really unhappy in that relationship if I had to live the rest of my life with that person. Or I got another job, a way better one, and, you know, so that's probably why that job didn't work out, because I wouldn't want to stay there either. Like when I was young, like I've only been fired from one job, and I got fired from Walmart, and I was so upset, and I like cried I would never work at Walmart anymore, but I was young, okay, like 19, and like I cried and stuff like that, and I was like, that's not fair, or whatever. And I was crying, and I had 2 jobs at the time too. Well, no, sorry, that was my second job, so I had another job still at the time too. But still, I was like, ouch, that fucking hurt. And obviously now I look back and I'm like, girl, I wouldn't want to work at Walmart. Like, no hate to anyone at Walmart, but like the jobs that I do now are way different. It's a way different path. There's nothing wrong with working at Walmart and stuff like that, but I'm saying, like, I would not be happy. Someone else probably deserved that job better or more than I did, because it was probably better suited for them. You get what I'm saying? So I know I went on and on, but I want to read one of these cards, and I want to read the projections card, because sometimes it's really hard to internalize other people's actions, or it's hard to not internalize, other people's actions. It's hard for me to freaking speak half the time, but I want to read this one because, ooh, freedom and trapped is right when I open. The masks we wear. The ending is also the beginning. Okay, can we find the one that we're looking for though, so I don't have to freaking show you everything that I feel is, oh, that works. Oh, I found it. I just passed it though. Okay, so projections. Ooh, the soul inquiry is, who is triggering you? What is it that's triggering within you? Be brutally honest with yourself. What are you being called to do? I like that. I like when we ask ourselves questions, because honestly, I will go through life, if I don't stop and ask myself questions about what's happening within me, I will literally go through life not just feeling things, avoiding things, or just not knowing. I feel sad. Okay, well, like, why am I feeling sad? And I do feel sad sometimes for no reason. It could be hormonal, or it could be like just the energies around me, or I could just be processing something. I try not to always like compartmentalize like my feelings or like overthink them. So sometimes I am just sad to be sad, but if I were to ask myself what's going on, there's usually some sort of answers that are trying to come through too. So okay, so we have projections. Those people who trigger something in us hold up a mirror to what's within ourselves. Projection is a defense mechanism whereby we mistake what's going on within us for what's happening in the world around us. Nevertheless, that which we avoid facing will show up in our lives as fate. Those feelings, behaviors, or beliefs that we choose not to explore, admit, name, or claim are projected onto those around us. This is why shadow work is crucial, as without it, that which is in the unconscious will continue to appear in the external world. There's wisdom in saying that when you're pointing your finger at someone else, turn it around and look back at yourself. Of course, it takes courage to do this, for it requires us to delve into the shadows of our psyche. But we'll find the gift of freedom here. We can be triggered by those who we despise, and as well as those who we admire. Who frustrates or triggers you the most? What is it about the person that you can't stand or that you admire the most? How does this quality relate to the way you think about yourself? Now, it doesn't always just have to be like what you hate about them is what you hate about you, or stuff like that, although that does happen a lot. But I feel like in this case, it's more of like, if you feel like this person is abandoning you, you can ask, in what ways do I abandon myself? You get what I'm saying? Not necessarily like the other way, but it could be too. I'm not going to limit it, you know? So, oh, and then with the create some space, I feel like with this energy as well, this soul retrieval energy, it gives you a chance to really create space and like make room for other things. And I read that in like the reading that I did before, not pile one, but like the last pick a card. It was such a beautiful perspective shift that it was like, yeah, you know, sometimes creating space is hard, or we have to release things, or we have to work through things. But it was just a great reminder of like, what if you're creating space for something beautiful? What if you're creating space now for a wish to be granted, or a person to enter your life? You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, I just really, really liked that reminder that little perspective shift. Kind of makes us think, you know, hey, maybe it's not always all for nothing. And that's kind of nice to know too, and nice to remember. But I think I'm gonna leave this reading here for you guys. I've just been yapping and yapping and yapping. Truth be told, this was actually supposed to be a short reading. Like, I told myself that, and I told my boyfriend too earlier, that I was like, don't worry, it's gonna be real short. It's just like, we're just answering some questions. Talk about being honest with yourself. Like, I know that it's never freaking short when it comes to these readings. So thank you for those who do appreciate that, though. If they are a little long for some of you, thank you for those that just try to stick it through as long as you can. I appreciate you, too. Thank you to those who support the channel. Thank you to my Vibrant Soul Tribe, which is my subscribers. I love you guys so much. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you to those who just like the video or hype the video or comment or just do anything that supports the channel in a positive way. Just know I appreciate it so freaking much. And that's it, guys. So hopefully I'll see you at another reading, maybe another pile, or I don't know, maybe I'll just pop up on your timeline when you need to hear my voice again or need to hear me yap. But either way, I just hope to see you guys there. Bye! Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Influence of Angels Tarot or the Heart-Shaped Moonstone, you are at the right place. So today we are finding out, or getting to the bottom of why this person on your mind has been silent. Why are they not communicating with you? What's going on with that? So thank you for being here. We are gonna hop straight in. I have some pre-pulled oracles, but we will be pulling some tarot first. So let's go ahead and see. Spirit, if you could please tune me into my Pile 3's collective energy and the collective messages here for Pile 3 in regards to this person on their mind here. Why has this person been silent? Why are they not communicating with Pile 3? Please give Pile 3 the clarity to this question and insights into what is going on with this person. So we have the Four of Swords coming out first. Why is this person silent, Spirit, with Pile 3? We have the Knight of Swords. Oh. We have the Three of Wands and the Seven of Cups. I want to get one more tarot card for you. Why is this person silent? We have the Eight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck energy, we have the Three of Swords here. All right. So the first card we have for you in the oracles is Rest. Rest with the Four of Swords is quite literally a very similar meaning. We also have the Magician and the Mirror. We have Friendship. We have Sadness. And we also have, oh, you guys got a bunch of these. So we have, I will start an argument when I cannot verbally, I can't verbalize anything right now either. Dude, that's been this whole reading, and this is literally like the next day. Like, I stopped the next day and I'm still, whatever. I will start an argument when I cannot verbalize my feelings correctly. We have uncompromising. Think about being fair and working in harmony with another person. And then we have, I become jealous when I don't get enough attention. That's an interesting one. Why has this person become silent? Okay, so there's kind of like a funny message coming for it, and this is not gonna be for the majority of the people. Like, I would probably only say this is like for one or two people maybe. I mean, I'm just saying that, but so you kind of get that it's a very limited amount of people. The funny message is that like, if you just randomly came across this reading because the person that you have been talking to, and like you probably recently, is not replying to you, and like saying like, you're like getting some anxiety about it, and you're like, what the heck, like they're taking longer to reply than normal, what is going on? They're probably just sleeping right now. and like they'll probably text you or reply to you when they wake up. But like I said, that's for a very, very, very small amount of people. For the majority of you, it does look like, I'm going to be honest, it does look like communication from this person is coming, because the Knight of Swords and the Magician in the Mirror makes me think like when this person feels better, when they're starting to feel like they have, whether it's the energy or the clarity or something like that, like they will reach out. But I feel like with the I will start an argument when I can't verbalize my feelings correctly. It makes me think that this person right now doesn't really know how to communicate what is on their mind, and whether they're getting overwhelmed. We have the Three of Swords and sadness and things like that. So for others of you, this could be somebody that you are in a breakup with, or like there was something that had happened that made them feel very hurt, very sad, or just overwhelmed in a way that they tend to, when this happens, they tend to kind of revert inward and go silent instead of communicating it. And I do feel like the uncompromising, think about being fair with working with others in harmony with another person. I think that, yeah, sometimes this person's actions, they kind of fail to really realize how it affects you. And this could just be in like situations in their life in general. Like they kind of fail to realize how their actions really affect other people. In a way, it seems like self-protection or self-preservation in that sense. But I just feel like they're trying to get something together. They're trying to get it together, whether that's the words to say, the strength to talk to you again. I feel like there are feelings, like deep feelings tied to this and tied to you. And so it's really interesting because like in some of the other piles, I was getting like an avoidance type of energy, and I'm not picking up on that necessarily. I'm kind of picking up on like, I don't know what to do right now. With the Three of Wands and the friendship, I mean, the friendship could be like you guys are here like asking about a legit friend, and that could be confirmation for those of you that are here that this is the right pile. But with the Three of Wands and the friendship here, it makes me think that regardless of what the status is between you and them, they are still kind of wanting some sort of relationship here with you, some sort of connection here with you. Or this could have been a situation too where you were like, well, we could just be friends. If it's not going to work out, I'll still be your friend, and blah, blah, blah. And I think that they're taking that into consideration. But the fact that we have the sadness right next to it, I feel like that is still a bit of a disappointment. And it almost just feels like it kind of hurts too much right now for this person to talk to you. There may be things that they would like to say to you that they are a little bit hesitant to getting the answer to. And with the Seven of Cups here, it's kind of like this person, Seven of Cups is about choices, but it can also be about like daydreamy energy and things like that. It looks like this person is really like thinking, and then we have all of these cups which represent feelings above their head, right? And then it's right here with the sadness. So it makes me think that this person can overthink the situation and maybe even assume sometimes the worst possible outcome. And I know I said I'm not like picking up on like an avoidance energy of like the feelings, or like they're not trying to like just distract themselves from the world, although they may be really busy with work with the Eight of Pentacles too, but it doesn't feel like they're trying to distract themselves. It feels like they have really been thinking about this situation. It feels like they have been feeling things about this situation, but I'm also feeling really strongly like there's something here that they don't want to face when it comes to a conversation with you. There's something here that they don't want to hear like from your end. And I mean, the Magician in the mirror is a powerful energy of like what is mirroring back to you, like what you project comes back to you. And with the Knight of Swords, whether or not this person and you, like the last conversation you guys had, if it was like intense, or if there were things that were said that did hurt this person or anything like that, right? I feel like they're not quite sure if they can manipulate the situation to work in their favor right now. And I think that they kind of just, like I said before, they kind of just like reverted back into their shell. And it feels like they're processing. But like I also said before, I do pick up on an energy where I don't think that this person's going to be silent forever. I think that they'll eventually want to speak to you and maybe even take those next steps. This could also feel like somebody with a friend in the Three of Wands. This could feel like somebody who either has friend zoned you or you friend zoned them, and they may be contemplating that decision. This is a really interesting energy because I'm picking up on like really deep, intense feelings here. And with the Eight of Pentacles, I think that when it comes to relationships, whether it's friendships or lovers and things like that, a lot of the times the Eight of Pentacles, you know, in regular tarot represents work or hard work and things. But I think that it can also represent us putting in effort for something that is going to take time, that isn't sometimes always the easiest, and it's something that you have to work at, and it's something that you have to work towards. So with it coming with all of these, I think that this person, you know, still has some work to do in that sense of like how they communicate, when they get triggered, maybe even just communicating their feelings open and honestly and upfront in general, and really deciphering like what is actually going on with them, and not being scared to completely come forth and just like lay it all out on the table, if that makes sense. I'm hearing though for some of you, and it again, it's a general reading, so just it depends on your situation though, but I'm hearing for some of you that you did have a conversation with this person before that they may have taken very much to heart, and it could have like really upset this person. So they're like, well, I'm just gonna do my own thing for right now, or I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. And they may even be wanting some communication from you too. If you've already communicated with this person and say they didn't answer or anything like that, then that message isn't for you. But if you haven't, it kind of feels like they're wanting some sort of communication from you on the other end. Where is, I told you I started over. I put my other deck away. Hold on guys, give me 1 second. I picked up another one just in case we wanted to use that too, but I actually want to get some more cards. But the thing is with this person too, is that they have a lot going on in their mind mentally when it comes to this situation. Like, An example with the Seven of Cups and the sadness here, it could also be like they think that you have other options. But I'm ultimately healing. Maybe this person's healing. I'm ultimately hearing from spirit that this person kind of overthinks and may tend to hurt their own feelings when it comes to this situation. But like I said, the sadness, the Three of Swords, stuff like that, I feel as though this person is triggered, and I feel like they are trying to ease it a little bit. But yeah, Spirit's also reminding me too that if this is a situation that is hurting you and hurting your feelings, that's why that whole think about being fair and working in harmony with another person is coming through, because it feels like right now they're just in this energy of like, I feel this way. I'm very, I'm very hurt, or I'm triggered and I need to do what's best for me at this time and stuff. And maybe it's crossed their mind and stuff, but they may not even be really thinking about the severity of how their lack of communication is currently affecting you. Another thing with the Knight of Swords, this person I feel has a lot on their mind, and they have things that they would like to say. For some of you, it's an apology for maybe lashing out, or maybe even not communicating like correctly and stuff too. But ultimately with the Rest card, like it's the, you can't rest forever, you can't sleep forever and stuff. I think that this person is in their way taking some sort of break to cool off, collect their thoughts, collect their information or things like that, and yeah, potentially take some future steps forward towards you. All right, Spirit, tell us a little bit more. Why is this person not communicating? Why are they silent? We have contract in reverse. Why is this person silent toward personal healing and happiness? And we have the thinking man. These two cards came out, I feel like, in pile 2. But I don't really pick up the same energy. Pile 2 was crazy. So contract in reverse talks about, again, something on hold. Trying to figure something out as well before you fully commit. And the door to personal healing and happiness, I honestly feel like this is coming through for this person in this energy to really think, what is best for me? Is it best to continue this with pile 3, or would it be best to, and would it be better? And I'm feeling like I said, a little bit more of like a selfish interest, but not so much in a negative way. Just maybe that's how this person naturally thinks. Like, I mean, like they're not thinking about what's best for you at this time. Like, they're more like, is it the best thing for me? We have the thinking man here, which means there is a lot of thinking going on. There is a lot of contemplating going on, and they're just really in their head. They're really in their head right now about this situation. Bottom of the deck, we have rest and rejuvenation again. Rest and rejuvenation. For some of you, this person, like I said, is literally sleeping. But we're gonna get some channeled messages here to get a little bit deeper. But yeah, it kind of feels like they're thinking there. I know I said all this before. I'm kind of doing like a little overview. Like, and I do think that they're weighing out the possibilities here as well. Any other messages before we get to these few channeled messages, Spirit? I just heard they don't know what's what. Interesting. And with the Eight of Pentacles here too, like this person could have things going on at work, or they could have a busy work schedule, or just be working on things right now. And it may ease how they're feeling because it feels like that's something that they can control. Wow, this one to come out, it says, I'm working on myself so I can be the person that you deserve. Ooh, so this person may be struggling right now too with like their sense of worth. And for some of you, this is like, there's guilt for some of you coming through here. And with that, I'll start an argument if I can't verbalize things correctly. They may not have told you certain things about how they're feeling, and the sense of unworthiness, or the sense of like feeling like they need to be here in order to have like a connection, in order to have a relationship, or in order to feel good about themselves. And this could be also because they just don't admit that to themselves too, but it feels like a feeling inside, like a almost like kind of like, oh, your candle went out, I knew I shouldn't have relit the same ones. I'm sorry guys, this is the end of the reading. Let me relight your candle. I feel like this has happened in like the last 3 readings. These freaking cheap tea lights are just so freaking annoying. No more interruptions. Fresh new candle. Okay. As I was like walking away and doing the reading too, I literally heard like, I just don't have the words. I don't have the words to say. Whether that's say how I feel, or say something to you at this time. Spirit, what is going on with this person? We have spring. It almost feels like spring is like when things start to come alive again and start to feel better, or spring could just be very significant for you and this person. What the heck? I just heard take me back to Eden. Huh. For some of you, that could be a channeled song, Take Me Back to Eden by Sleep Token. Feel free to listen to that. Spirit, what's going on with this person? Why are they silent? Give us some more information. I wish you guys could feel how I'm feeling inside too. Like, it feels like there is a lot of anxiety around the heart chakra right now. Spirit, what's going on with this person? I'm so frustrated. I can't understand why we can't be together right now. What is going on? These are kind of reflecting the messages too, but I feel like the messages were still kind of like, okay, you know, like, okay, so what's the deal? What's the issue? And I'm kind of feeling like that with this too. I'm like, maybe this person truly feels like they need to get some things in order with themselves first before they communicate with you. They don't want to feel unworthy. That came out in another reading too, but this one feels more gentle. Like in another reading, like I said, this is the next day, and I did 2 pick a cards yesterday, so I really can't tell you which one it was, but there was a message of someone like, I feel like I need to be in a better place right now because I don't want, like an example, I don't want pile 3 to think I'm a freaking loser, or I don't want pile 3 to look down on me, or to think these things of me. But I'm not feeling it that harshly. I'm working on myself so I can be the person you deserve. I'm so frustrated. I can't understand why we can't be together right now. It could just be circumstances in this person's life as well that are stopping them from coming through fully, showing up fully. That's crazy. I just checked the bottom of the deck. It says, I'm coming back to you. And I was literally like, that's like one of the first things I picked up on was I was like, I don't think that this person's going to stay in this energy forever. I think that they are waiting. I think that they're planning, which doesn't mean that you have to wait around forever. Of course, always do what's best for you and things like that. But, and it depends on the circumstances and you and this person, of course, like for sure. It says, I'm hiding a secret from you, negative. And immediately with that, I mean, like, okay, so like immediately, like if you guys were to read that, sometimes it feels like, oh, they're hiding another person, they're hiding something. But the way that I'm feeling with this immediately is like things going on within themselves, like whether that's how they're feeling about themselves, things going on in their life, a certain like mindset. Like, I don't know if this person suffers from like depression or things like that. It kind of feels like they're in this energy of like, they feel it's just best to stay away at this time. And then now the bottom of the deck here, it says, how am I supposed to be okay when you've overtaken every thought? And we saw that too, of like, this person is definitely thinking about you. They're definitely thinking about this situation, which I can feel why that would be so frustrating on your end, of course. Especially like if I were you and say like I was waiting for somebody to reach out or somebody to communicate with me, and then I'm so frustrated I can't understand, we can't be together right now, I would probably be like, are you serious? Spirit, give us one more card here on why this person is silent for my pile threes. I just feel like digging like deeper, you know? There we go. Fear. And I was sensing this around the heart chakra too. I feel like there's a lot of fear right now of being seen by you specifically. It's like they really care about how they're seen by you. They really care about what you think of them. And obviously the whole avoiding or not reaching out is not helping. It's not helping at all. And I think that there's this fear of like this unspoken pressure from them. And I think that they put a lot of pressure on themselves right now too, to be a certain way, or even if it's like to have certain things, but Spirit's kind of redirecting me in that sense that a lot of it is internal right now. Bottom of the deck, we have mystery here too. So honestly, if they don't know what happened, if they reached out, if they don't know how they would be perceived, or if they don't even know if there's still like a chance for some of you, that could also be something that is holding this person back as well. And the interesting thing is that this person is holding back, but yet they're very hurt about it. Well, all right, guys. So let's get some further confirmation here. If this reading resonated with you and you don't see their zodiac or initial, you don't have to throw it all out the window too. It's just meant to be a little bit extra, but do what feels right to you as well. Like, you decide. That is what I'm trying to say. So Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs here for my pile threes? We have Sagittarius. We have Gemini, Aries, Virgo, and Taurus. What are some significant initials here for my pile 3 Spirit? We have an R, a T, we have 2 W's, which it kind of, this one landed like this, so I would even say like a W or an M, because this looks exactly like the M. We have an X here, a C, and right next to the U, it literally made me think see you later. C and U, a J, an S, a P, an N, a D. I don't know why the name David came to mind with that. We have a V, and then we have 2 Y's. 2 Y's always make me think of like a lot of questions, like wanting answers. And with that 7 of Cups, that was kind of giving me that energy too, of like, there's a lot going on in this person's mind that's causing like emotional reactions too from this situation, and like when they think about you and stuff. Very interesting. They're all interesting. I think I say that for everyone, but this one was very interesting because it's like it feels like they're kind of being in their own way in this one. It kind of feels like they're kind of being their own worst enemy right now in this. But I do think that there are some external circumstances and lots of internal circumstances right now that are really like stopping this person, or they're using it as an excuse to stop them, to protect. Ultimately it'd be like a subconscious form of protection, but really it's not helping whatsoever, if you get what I'm saying. Okie dokie, so we're going to get a little piece of advice for you, just because these readings can be quite tough and triggering and all of that stuff, or they can be very heavy, and they can also sometimes, like, if you can't control another person or things like that, I mean, you can get some insights, but sometimes it leaves us feeling like even more like, well, what should I do now, you know? Or so let's get some advice for you. We're going to read it from the guidebook as well, and just because these messages are phenomenal, I love this deck. It's like my favorite right now. If you watch my readings a lot, you probably noticed that I've like used it a lot. Spirit, what? Okay. What does pile 3 need to hear? Chamber of Transformation and the Ceremony of Life. I feel like these are very dual energies. You can even see the different colors. Like it's like the dark with the light, and then it's very light. Bottom of the deck, we have unhookable. Oh, I like the unhookable energy for you as well. I feel like I do want to validate whatever feelings you're going through right now. And I want to say that usually the Chamber of Transformation in any form, is usually not the easiest, because it requires change. It requires us walking through the fire sometimes, and it requires a lot of parts of us to die. There's butterflies there too, and I always love the symbolism of butterflies, you know, the caterpillar to the butterfly, where they literally like shed their whole like exoskin, or I don't know if it's exoskeleton, they're pretty soft, so I don't know exactly what it is, but like they shed that part off, and then they become like this cocoon, and then it hardens, and then they turn to like goo in there, and it just feels like this really, really tough, uncomfortable process. But then at the end, they're this butterfly that has so much more freedom. They're able to fly and do so much more things, but they still have those like memories of their caterpillar, because they're not, they've changed so much. They seem like a completely different species, but they're still the same, like, inside, right? Like the same soul on the inside. And so I just feel like that's always a good like depiction for us, when we need to kind of understand that it's okay if it's tough right now. It's okay that if you are being challenged and things like that, pay attention to what's going on inside you, and allow yourself to process whatever it is that you need to process at the same time. But it feels like with the bottom of the deck energy, it can sometimes be what you don't see coming, or some readers do the overall. If you're a reader, you can assign whatever meaning it is that you want to it. But I feel like it's almost a little bit of both. It's something that you're not able to quite see right now. At the end of this journey, it feels like you're going to be in a place where all of these things that once bothered you, or the one of these things that feels like they have so much ties or so much attachments to you. I don't want to say it like rudely, but because it's a positive thing, but like you're going to be in a place where like honestly you don't really give a shit anymore, and that could be like unbelievable for some of you. And it could be, it doesn't have to be like you don't care or you don't empathize or you don't think back and you think, oh, like, you know, I wish that maybe that was a little different, blah blah blah. It's that the things that were once really had their hooks in you with the unhookable don't anymore, and you're not so susceptible to these certain things. And so what I'm trying to say with this energy is Spirit's coming through to say you're not going to be in this energy forever. Like, you're not going to feel this way forever. It's only going to be temporary. And even when it comes to the attachment of what is actually going to be with this situation, you're kind of going to be loosening your ties to that a little bit too, and kind of allowing the universe to work through whatever's meant to work through. The ceremony of life is a great positive omen too, of taking life and making it what we want, and remembering that it can be very beautiful, that there are great things. It kind of reminds me of another deck by the same creator of like make your life a moving prayer here too, but I want to read it. Oh, well, I opened a Chamber of Transformation, so maybe we should read that one too. Because I feel like that's a sign. So, you're not who you once were, and also not who you'll soon be. Now, and now. You're not the same person. Embracing this takes courage. Embracing this requires faith. We're all alchemists, shapeshifters. Transformation is our natural state. But if we're seeking a constant state of perfection, we'll hold ourselves back from the most glorious transformation to come. True transformation isn't pretty, but it is beautiful. It's glorious and messy, and we expand and we contract. Rebirth isn't possible without death first, and it's while we're in a fertile void of our becoming that we discover that what feels like a tomb is actually a womb. And in this moment, we realize that we're birthing ourselves anew. A Chamber of Transformation card appears when a significant period of initiation is occurring. Initiation isn't always smooth, but it is significant. And when you pass through the birth canal of the transformation, you'll be reborn differently than before. It's a crucible in which we're reborn anew right in the middle of our lives. This card can appear in a spread to tell us that our soul is scheduled to go deeper than before. It can be a beacon of light, inviting you to keep hold of the grace that's carrying you through, or it can be an indication that finally you've been reborn anew. Wow. Okay, here it is. It's not too far. It's the Ceremony of Life. This is a card of devotion, of weaving the sacred all the way in and all through your life. It's a card of sacred ceremony and integration. Oh, I like that, because it's like the death, the dying, but then also the integration. Those do kind of work hand in hand as well. Okay, so you're being asked how you can make your life a ceremony. If you were to live in prayer, what would you change? What if you saw it all as a sacred celebration? If you could devote your life to something, what would it be? What would you do? The invitation of this card is to design your life in a way that feels sacred to you, to dare to embrace all aspects of your life and let Spirit be with you in every moment. So many people on a spiritual path lead lives that are compartmentalized. They go and do their spiritual practice, then go about their everyday lives. But what if you made your whole life a celebration of the sacred? What if you found ways to bring spiritual into the physical? What would change? How would you spend your time? Another invitation of this card is to let your life be an expression of your passions. What do you love doing that you could embrace even more? If you really woke up to the gift of this life, how would you spend your days? If you acknowledged that you only have a limited amount of time here, what would you do? What would you create? How would you love? Who would you embrace? What do you truly yearn to do while you're in this body on this planet? What will you do while you're down here? For some of you, that can also be like a message, and it depends again if you've done this already, if you haven't, or whatever. If you feel like, you know, reaching out to this person, and it's like, well, if you would express yourself full-heartedly, you know, what would happen too? And that comes with its own kind of, with our perception of inner risks and things like that. But this card reminds me, that description, it reminds me of this dream that I had a while back, where in this dream, it's gonna sound sad, but I like died, and I was still here, like on the earth, because, you know, it's a dream, and I was like walking around and no one can see me or hear me. And the interesting part of the dream was that I was really like stoked. Like I was like, I can go do anything that I want to do now and not have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about other people. I don't have to worry about, I was like, one of the examples was like roller coasters. I was like, I go to a roller coaster, I don't even have to wait in line, they can't see me, and like all of these things. And I woke up saying like, oh my gosh, this is like a sign of like how, while I'm living, like how much I limit myself to doing the things that I actually want to do, because I'm like, what am I doing, like waiting around to die to like not give a shit anymore? Like and I really took that, it really like resonated with me when I was like, dang, like that's crazy, like I had to die to feel free. And obviously you don't have to die to feel free, I mean, unless it's like a metaphorical death. But like I was like, I just realized, I was like, dude, I limit myself from doing so many freaking things in life because I care too much about other stupid things that don't really matter. And it was like it was a real perspective shift. And it was really refreshing and stuff like that. But I do feel like for some reason that's coming up, because sometimes we limit ourselves from the things that we want or the things that we want to do, when in reality, like, Spirit's backing us for basically anything that we want to choose. Now, of course, like, I don't think Spirit wants you to go start a bunch of stuff, but if you still choose to do that, Spirit will unconditionally love you anyways. You may just rack up a bunch of like karma that will come back later, but you get what I'm saying though. You get what I'm saying. And with the unhookable thing, it's like you're gonna reach this place where all of those things that you once cared about, you're like, even if it hurts a little or like it stings a little, you know what I'm saying, you're like so much like above that. You've like grown so freaking much. And maybe some of you guys are already here too, depending on the timelines and stuff. But like it's almost admirable about how much you've changed and how much you've allowed the release of control and allowed your life to, like what it said, to like be a moving, what did I say, be a moving prayer, or like be a sacred act and like a celebration and all of those things. So they can't keep a good pile 3 down for long is all I'm trying to say. I feel like that kind of sums it up. You will not be down for long. You will be okay. Spirit wants you to move through these things though, to don't judge them, because this is a part of the transformation. And they did use the word initiation, and that usually also can indicate a really tough period, at least for a little, you know what I'm saying? But it's about you progressing and stuff. And I just feel like you're either going to be in this place or you're ready to be in this place where you are just wanting to be so much happier, live freer, be celebrated, celebrate, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like life has been calling you to do that. So, but allow yourself to be wherever it is you need to be. Allow yourself to process too. And sometimes we don't understand things like as well. Like I just had this happen too. I had like this like really low period where I was just feeling really fucking shitty, and it happens to me all the time, you know. But in the moment I'm always like questioning it, like, no, come on, like and I was like releasing a lot of things, and it's like my intuitive mind knew that, but like my logical mind was like, no, this is bullshit, it shouldn't be like this. And then when I come out of that period, I come out feeling so much better, you know, I just feel so much lighter, so much freer, I can enjoy things again and stuff like that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, okay, well that makes sense after. But it's like a cycle, and it's so funny because it's like every time I question it, but then at the end I'm like, wait, I feel so much better, and it genuinely gets better and better and better. Although life, you know, has its challenges and it ebbs and flows, and we can't avoid any sort of suffering or we can't avoid any sort of darkness, because that plays just as much of a part as the good things. But you will experience good things, and you're deserving of good things, and you know that. But now it's time to go get and receive good things, whatever that means to you, or do whatever feels right to you. Okay, I'm going on and on and on. I'm done. Thank you so much for being here, though. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you for listening to these messages. I know topics like these can be a little tough, so be easy on yourself. Thank you guys as well for all the support I get. Thank you guys for liking the videos, hyping it. That's just such a simple way, and it does wonders for the channel, and it shows me that you guys do like it. So thank you for those of you that do that. Thank you to those who comment and share your love, share your support, share your insights. I love all of that as well. Love to hear from you guys. And thank you most of all to my Vibrant Soul Tribe, which is my subscribers. So couldn't do it without you, and I'm truly grateful and honored that you guys hit subscribe because you wanted to see more readings, or you liked it. That's how I literally feel. I feel like a little kid sometimes, and I'm like, oh my god, they want to see more of me. That's freaking crazy. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys hopefully in another reading. Maybe I'll pop up on your timeline or your homepage when you need another random little reading, or maybe if you're subscribed, you're gonna check out another one, or who knows. But however it happens, I just hope to see you there. Bye.